So here it is, guys. I have bought a 2000 BMW M Coupe. Now, for those of you that do not know, this is based on the Z3 convertible. However, they made a few thousand coupes, I think about 2,600 for the entire world, and only about 680-ish for the US. So this is a really rare car. So for the 2000 model year, it shared the engine with the E36 M3. So that is an S52 engine, straight six with 240 horsepower, 3.2 liters, and the 5-speed manual. Later model years got the S54 from the E46 M3. However, those cars for similar mileage go for about $20,000 more. So to me, not really worth it, because this engine in this car, which weighs only about 3,100 pounds, it's plenty. This car is really light compared to modern cars, so 240 horsepower still feels pretty peppy. So right now, this car has right about 70,000 miles, so it is not super low miles, but it is not super high miles. So it's kind of a driver spec. You don't have to worry too much about impacting the value, but you're not gonna have a really clapped example. So even though overall this car is pretty clean and mechanically sound, there are a few minor issues that I will need to address. So first and most obvious problem is, yeah, that's just not attached. Easy fix though. So this is not an OEM replacement, but it was 15 bucks on Amazon until I get an OEM replacement. So let's try it out. And good as new. And another issue, I think I need to grease the driver's side door latch. The solution to that is to come into the passenger seat, reach over, and then unlock the car. That happens maybe 50% of the time now. It didn't happen for the first couple weeks, but that's annoying. So now that the shift knob has been fixed, the other big issue with the shifter is the classic older BMW fifth gear lean. Now that is an indicator of some bad shift detent pins. So as you can see, it is in neutral, but it just leans all the way to the right towards fifth gear. So that's honestly kind of annoying. It makes shifting a little obnoxious, and in the morning when the car is cold, it makes getting into reverse as well pretty difficult. Fifth gear is also a little tough. So unfortunately, the transmission does have to be dropped for that, so I am bringing it to the shop to address that. So hopefully, at that point, it'll be fixed. So when the car gets dropped off for the transmission work, I'm also going to have them address the cooling system. So this car is at 70,000 miles, and that's the mileage where the water pump tends to explode. And the water pump and the radiator fan right there are connected. So if one goes, so does the other, and the fan can go and smack everything around it and cause more issues than it is worth. So, gonna have them address the water pump, thermostat, some of the coolant lines, and I'm also gonna do the fan delete kit from Bmw'S. So what that does is it utilizes the secondary auxiliary fan, which only the M cars have, and it pretty much causes this fan to kick in more often and pretty much replaces this radiator fan entirely, and you can just get rid of that and not have to worry. Some more stupid little issues with the interior is on both sides. This door card is a little loose. I don't know if that's just this car, but every M Coupe I saw had that issue pretty much on both sides. You can see over there, it's also lifting up a little bit. So just a symptom of the car's age, not much you can do there. Another thing, super squeaky cup holders and armrests, like that's annoying. Also, super tiny storage and absolutely useless cup holders. They look big, but they can't even hold a standard bottle of water. What were people drinking in the 90s where that was okay? And you already may have spotted this. This vent is just kind of plopped in there, and it, you know, it's fine. So minus those weird things, the interior is really clean. It's honestly pretty minty. It's great for such an old car. It has about 70,000 miles now. It's really clean, guys. It's awesome. And of course, you cannot talk about the M Coupe without talking about this hatch. It is so big for the size of the car. The car's tiny, guys. I mean, I have a one-car garage. Like, it's so small. But this trunk is it's so usable, and it's, once again, super clean. You can see the Harman Kardon sound system. Still sounds kind of trash. It is a 20-year-old car, but like, come on. So as clean as the interior is, the exterior could use some love. Now, from 10 feet, it looks like it's great, but if you get up really close, the paint is really swirly, which bothers me. There's a lot of scratches around the car, a lot of paint repairs, like on the trunk. All of these have been very poorly repaired by the previous owner or someone. You can also see the car is super dark. The windshield and the side windows are tinted. I had it tested, and they are 16% tint at the moment, which is both way too dark for my liking because it feels like I'm in a cave all the time, and also super illegal, so I will have to fix that at some point. And moving on to the wheels, I love these 5-spoke wheels on this car. They are 17s with 225s in front, 245s in the rear, and the clear coat is kind of coming off, if I'm honest. The wheels are in good shape in terms of actual condition, like there's no curbing or anything, but again, the clear coat is kind of just flaking off and not looking so hot. Now, despite all those really minor cosmetic flaws, mechanically it's in really good shape. The previous owners did a lot of maintenance. It has new brakes, new tires, a bunch of stuff underneath the car was addressed, like the drive shaft, and a bunch of stuff down there, I forget. I think some of the brake lines were fixed. The master cylinder was replaced not too long ago. So mechanically, this car is in really good shape, aside from one thing. So I've already had to address a few things under here. I've already done the spark plugs and ignition coils. That will be the next video. And I was getting an engine code for a vacuum leak or intake leak. So I took off the intake and everything up to the throttle body, put it all back together nice and tight, and the code went away, and it's been driving perfectly ever since. So I have some really fun mods planned for this car in the future. So if you're interested, please stay tuned and see what's upcoming. Unfortunately, this does mean I am selling the M240. I've already found a buyer and he is very excited. For those of you that want more M240 content, unfortunately, that will be going away. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here until all the repairs are done next week. And until then, I will see you in the next one.